Hey Wunda babes, I have my master trainer Liza here with me today, and we're gonna take things off the wall. It's gonna be crazy hard and crazy fun. So give it a try. All you need is a mat and a wall. So let's get started. We're gonna set up our mat vertical to the wall and bring your feet 4 inches apart parallel. We're just a few inches off the wall with our heels, and we're gonna have our hips touching the wall and your shoulders touching the wall as well. We're gonna go into some plies here. And the wall is gonna serve as our guide. We're gonna exhale as we lower down, softening the knees, and then we're gonna inhale, bringing it up. So we often talk about imagining a wall behind you as you work, and today we're actually literally using it to help keep us honest, to help keep things upright. Inhale as you lengthen through the crown of the head, keeping your head stacked over your shoulders. Exhale as you drag the tailbone down the wall, equal weight across the soles of the feet. Checking that you have your knees aligning with big toe, second toe. You can take a quick glance, exhaling down and inhaling to bring it up. We're gonna go 2 more like this. If you're doing this with the right focus of the breath, you're gonna find a lot of core work as well, even though at a glance it looks like a leg exercise. So exhale as we lower down, and we're gonna hold this next one here. So we have a good bend to our knees. We have a heavy tailbone, a long low back, and broad collarbones. We're gonna go into a toy soldier, which will help mobilize and strengthen through the shoulders. Right arm first is gonna float up alongside the ear, shoulder blade melts down, tap the wall with your thumb, and then exhale as you bring it down. Left arm now glides up, shoulder blade melts down, tap the wall with your thumb, and set it back to start. So we're gonna alternate at your own pace, keeping a long low back, drawing the navel up and in, tailbone is heavy. And check in with your feet. There's a real good chance you loaded into the balls of your feet and you've lost the connection with the heels. So make sure you have equal weight across the soles of the feet. If you can find that, you're gonna find a lot more activation all the way around the leg, wrapping through the glutes, inner thighs, quads, and hamstrings. Finding a heavy tailbone, find that length in the low back, and can be tempting to kind of stick your ribs out as you try to stay organized here. We're gonna layer on. So for the next one, as we bring the right arm up, we're gonna bring the left heel up, keeping the pelvis quiet, and then the heel and the arm go down bound. And now we're gonna pick up the right heel as the left arm comes up, keeping the pelvis quiet. Find that long, low back. It's a lot to stay organized. We're using that wall to help keep us stacked. And we're gonna take 1 more on each side. So we're gonna have 1 more last time. The right arm, left heel comes up. It's an inhale. Exhale back through center. And then we're gonna inhale, come up again. And exhale back through center. Go ahead, inhale, gather, and rise up. All right, we're gonna do 4 single arm push-ups, and we're gonna do them with our left hand on the wall and slide your left foot in front of your right. Now straight away, you wanna have your hand just in front of the shoulder, and you wanna be an arm's distance so your body's in the diagonal. You can bring your hand onto your hip, and we're gonna do these really clean, keeping the shoulder off of our ear the whole time. Here we go. It's a full range of movement, bringing the elbow all the way down to the wall. Oh my Lord, that's hard already. Inhale as you bring it all the way back up. Just 4 of those, guys. Exhale as we melt the elbow to the wall, keeping the collarbones nice and wide. And then we inhale. Try not to shove or kind of pop up off the wall. Keep it as fluid as possible. Reaching the elbow down and low, collarbones nice and wide. Inhale to bring it up. This is gonna be the last one. Exhale as we lower down. And inhale as we lengthen all the way up. Gorgeous. All right, let's go ahead and go into our wall sit. So we're gonna turn our back against the wall again. Walk your feet out a little bit more so you're at a diagonal position. And then we're gonna keep our back flat against the wall again, lowering down into your best sit. You might not get all the way down to 90-90. You can adjust your feet as you need to, but you wanna be somewhere close to imagining you're sitting in a chair. And we're just gonna find our Zen space, because this is a really comfortable place to Zen out, right? Holding and breathing equal weight across the soles of your feet. And just really commit to the strength in your body to do this. Now we're gonna layer on some scapular glides to help mobilize the shoulder blades. So our palms are flat to start with, arms are long. On our inhale breath, we're gonna glide the arms out to the side like angel wings. As you get around shoulder height, maybe just above, we're gonna flip the palms forward. Now the back side of the hands graze the wall as we come up and overhead. And then we lower back down somewhere around shoulder height, flip the palms to the wall and lower to your sides. This is an exhale breath down. Inhale as we come up, flip your palms. High five your neighbor. Suffering together is so much more fun than suffering alone. Exhaling down. We're gonna do 2 more of those, guys, equal weight across the soles of the feet. I'm finding that I wanna really load into the balls of the feet, so keep the heels connected if you're finding that happening. Last one, we have our palms touching the wall as we inhale. Shoulder height, we flip to the backs of the hands touching the wall. Flip the hands one last time as we lower all the way down, and we're gonna come into our teaser leg sweeps on the left. So let's come on down onto the mat. We're gonna be on our elbows, and we're gonna have our feet up on the wall. So we're gonna get maybe about a foot and a half away from the wall, and we have our feet in first position, legs are long. So we're going to inhale as we lengthen that left leg to the side, exhale as we bring it back up. Inhale as we lengthen, we'll get the right side in a moment, exhale as we bring it back up. So as we're working here, we want to think about lifting off of our elbows rather than sinking down into them. Liza's showing her head in line with her spine. And as we lower the leg, we don't want the hips to rotate, or we don't want our weight to shift in the shoulders. So that's part of the challenge through the core, is holding steady. We're using that inner thigh to drag the leg in, and we're resisting with the outer thigh to lower the leg down. Inhale as we bring it up. Exhale as we decelerate it down. This is going to be the last one. We're going into low abdominal curls all the way up. And now we're going to go into our low abdominal curls. So we're going to stay all the way down onto our mat. Arms are long at our sides. And we're going to float the feet up just above our hips in first position. Both legs come up, and we're going to do a tiny little lift towards the sky. So we're using a deep focus on the low abdominals to do that tiny lift. And that's going to be an exhale breath today. I'm going to ask for the breath to help elevate you. It doesn't have to be a great big range of movement. Don't go for distance, go for quality of movement. Good. See if we can relax the eyebrows a little bit, relax the neck a little bit, so we don't want to grip with our neck flexors and our face. Good, that looks beautiful. Little tiny lift, beautiful. So you're thinking about the toes reaching to the sky, but they don't have to move that far. Last 3, so good. We're gonna do the teaser leg sweeps on the other side in 2. And this is the last one. Allow your legs to lower to the wall. They're gonna go back into first position, and we come back up onto our elbows. So we have our feet against the wall, and we have our arms lifting away from the floor. Here we go, right side. We're gonna inhale as we glide towards the floor. Exhale, bring it back up. Good. Inhale down, exhale up. Try not to lean through the pelvis or through the rib basket. Head is in line with the spine, lifting off the shoulders. Collarbones are nice and wide. Let's go for 2 more here. And this is our last one. All right, we're gonna flip it over and go into our off-the-wall lunge. So we're gonna space ourselves out so that our hands are shoulder width distance on the mat. And we're gonna have our left foot up against the corner of the wall and the floor where they meet. Once you're there, you wanna take your right leg up and back. So you're in this kind of split stance, and the left leg should be long. From here, we're gonna shift our shoulders back as the right knee and the left knee bend. That's an exhale, both knees bend. You wanna tap the wall with your right knee. And then we're gonna inhale as we bring it back up. Just like that. Exhale as we bend both knees. Inhale as we bring it back up. So if you need to adjust your position of your hands or your feet, take a moment to do that. Find the best alignment for your body. You're looking back at your left toes, keeping your head in line with your spine. Exhale as we scissor the upper inner thighs. Inhale as we lengthen. 2 more just like this. This is going to be our last one. Bring it back to start and walk the right foot down, and both knees come to the mat. And now we're gonna go into our heel taps. So come onto your mat. You're gonna be on your elbows just like we were for those teaser sweeps. And we're gonna keep our knees bent in tabletop today. Float the legs up into tabletop. And then we're going to arc to the side, the left side of the mat, tap the heels, pick it back up and over. The pelvis will rock with you, but keep the ribs quiet, and then tap to the right side. So at your own pace, we're gonna swivel the pelvis, keeping the ribs and the shoulders quiet. Head is in line with the spine. Probably could use a little gentle nod to the chin. Inhale, find lengthened breath as you come up and over. Exhale, decelerating down. Find that lengthen, that lift. Try not to sink down into the hips or the elbows. Getting really into that waistline, inner thigh, outer thigh connection, magnetizing those outer thighs. This is the last one. Bring it back through center, and with control, lower those feet down. All right, let's take care of that off the wall lunge on the other side. Here we go. So we're gonna have our hands shoulder width distance on the mat. The right leg steps back onto the wall, right where the floor greets it, and the left leg comes up onto the wall behind you. Here we go, we're gonna exhale, both knees bend, left knee taps the wall as the shoulders hinge back. Inhale as we bring it back to start. So really activating via those inner thighs as well, and pretty much everything else. Exhale, tap. Inhale, bring it up. Collarbones are wide, you're looking back at your right toes, keeping a long neck, long back side of the spine. Exhale as we tap. Inhale, find that reach. Beautiful job, guys. Let's go for 2 more here. Last one, and bring your left foot down, both knees to the floor. All right, guys, we're gonna flip over onto our back, and we're gonna go into little tailbone taps and some abdominal arcs. So switch close to the wall, but give yourself enough space that you can bring your feet flat on the wall, arms to your sides, and you're in a neutral pelvis with your knees right over your hips. From here, what we're gonna do is put a lot of weight into our heels and into our triceps and our hands, and we're just gonna keep a flat back and hover your tailbone up and off the mat for maybe an inch, and then tap it back down. That's it. So that's going to get you a real sincere activation through the transverse abdominis. So as you're lifting for those, what we want to do is find that length through the tailbone, and you'll feel the abdominals wrapping around the front side of the body all the way to the back line, kind of like a corset or like a shield wrapping around, and that's going to help you find the deepest abdominals to connect you as you pick up and lift. I know your hamstrings are on fire too, but that's not the only focus. So find that focus, find a heavy tailbone hanging to the floor as we work. Beautiful job on our heavy heels, sinking into the wall. Beautiful. Last 2, we're going to keep our feet on the wall, but keep the tailbone down. And this will be the last one. Bring your hips all the way down to the floor. We're going to take our hands behind the base of the skull. We're going to keep our feet heavy in the wall. And then we're going to inhale as we pick up and exhale as we lower down. So it's almost like you can push your feet through the wall. Inhale as we lift, lots of activation through the backside of the legs. Exhale as we lower down. Inhale as we lift. Exhale, lower down. Just a few more, guys. Find that length, find that connection through the back line of the body, melting the soles of the feet through that wall, keeping the front body nice and long. This is going to be our last one. Hold and breathe, just isometrically hold and breathe, sending those feet through the wall and beyond. You should be finding that shaky shake all through the body. Last 3. So good for 2. And this is going to be our last one. Let's bring it all the way down. All right, so now guys, we are going to do a little wall walk. Doesn't that sound like fun? So we're going to take our hands onto our mat, shoulder width distance again, and we're going to space ourselves out so we're just in front of the wall, just a few inches with our heels. Then we're going to take our right foot onto the wall, and if you're feeling up for it, we're going to take the left foot just beyond it, and the right foot again, and the left foot again. So now you're kind of in this diagonal, and then we're going to take the right foot down, 1 step, the left foot down 1 step, right foot down, and left foot all the way to the mat. So keep going, let's go for one more of those. We're gonna take the right foot up, finding that connection to the middle back, finding where it feels like a comfortable, secure place for you on the wall. You can take 1 step, 2 steps, it doesn't matter how many steps, but this would be your ultimate goal of getting all the way up, and then you can return 1 step at a time, going back down to the mat, back down to the floor. Beautiful job, Liza, and bring it all the way in. All right, let's come onto our feet again. We're gonna take care of that single arm push-up, just 4 of them on the other side. So that right hand comes just in front of your shoulder, hands come on the hips, and right foot comes in front of the left. We wanna make sure the right hand is in front of the shoulder, and then we're gonna exhale as that right shoulder blade melts down and around the rib basket, and that elbow taps onto the wall. That's an exhale here. Inhale as we rise back up, keeping your body in a beautiful diagonal, just like Liza's showing us, where we don't let the hips drop down. We keep everything organized. Inhale, the crown of the head is like a puppet string coming off of that wall. We're gonna exhale as we narrow the ribs around the spine. And then we inhale, finding that breath to lengthen us. You have 1 more, these are wicked. Keep it going. Exhale as we lower down, so good. Inhale as we bring it all the way up. Beautiful job. All right, let's go into our jumping push-ups off the wall. This feels so nice to the shoulders and gets a really nice cardio effort as we connect the arms to the middle back. So we're gonna set it up like a plank with our fingertips turned just softly in. On the exhale, the elbows and the collarbones go wide, and on the inhale, we rise up. So if that's a good challenge for you, stay here. If you're looking for more, what we're gonna do is inhale, circle the arms around, heels go down, exhale, land again. Keeping the body in a beautiful diagonal. Inhale as we lift, exhale as we land. So allowing the arms to float up because the scapula lower down. You can do this at your own pace, but you want to keep it controlled. You don't want to feel like you're flinging the arms around and just kind of dropping towards the wall. You want to find that effort, almost like you're doing a push-up, yeah? Exhale as we lower down. Inhale as we bring it up. Let's go for 2 more. And we're going to go into a headstand. Exhale as we land and bring it up. Nice job, you guys. Okay, this is our last challenge for the day before we stretch. We're going to do a headstand. Liza's going to show us single leg version. I'm going to get all the way up and off the wall, which can help you to do so on your end. Just do it 1 leg at a time. All right, guys, here we go. So come down onto your knees, and we want to space out, again, about a leg's distance from the wall. We're going to take our hands onto the mat, and the crown of your head is actually going to touch down onto your mat. All right, we're going to step 1 foot at a time onto the wall, and you can choose 1 leg at a time as you build your strength. And if you're feeling adventurous today, you can always try 2 legs all the way up. And bring your legs down 1 at a time. You can continue to build your strength. I'm still working on mine too, so I hope maybe you take that adventure one day and try to get both legs off the wall. So let's go ahead and stretch, you guys. Those are no joke. All right, we're gonna take our body right next to the wall, and we're gonna do a shoulder stretch. This is so delicious. You're gonna be just a few inches away from the wall. Your hand is flat on the wall, and we're gonna glide up and over. And then we bring our hand overhead, really allowing the shoulder blade to drop as you bring the hand forward, up and over, bringing it back. We're going to hold this next one just behind the body, and then we're going to stretch, opening the heart just a little bit to the right. You feel a really delicious stretch across the front side of the shoulder. And go ahead and bring it back, and let's take the other side. So we're going to turn around. Palm goes onto the wall. We're just a few inches away from the wall. The right hand goes up and over. So you're sweeping it behind your body. We're going to open the shoulder a little bit. That's fine. And then we're going to sweep it up and over, allowing that shoulder blade to drop, to bring it forward. So good. Really nice. Inhale and hold this next one here. And then we're going to rotate the ribs open to the side just a little bit to find that really beautiful stretch. Exhale as we unwind. And that will do it. Beautiful job, my friend. We'll see you next time, guys. Great work.